if we want them to release our children, we must pay 800 million.
Since December, more than 1,000 students have been abducted. The kidnappers are demanding money.
The only way to end kidnapping is for society to take a stand that we will not pay.
If your child's been taken, all you'd want is for them to come back home. If you pay ransoms, kidnapping continues. It's an industry that's growing. So if you're a parent in Nigeria right now, it's frightening. Since the kidnapping of the Chibok girls in 2014, the mass abduction of school children has become an increasingly common phenomenon here in Nigeria. And every time it follows a similar chilling pattern. Armed gunmen storm dormitories in the middle of the night, often arriving by foot or by motorbike, and take dozens of students with them into nearby forests. 39 students and staff were seized from a forestry school in the northern state of Kaduna in early March. A video of the hostages was sent to their parents on social media, and the kidnappers are demanding a large ransom.
I want to learn! Yes! I want to affirm!
Parents are calling for action. But state authorities believe the payment of ransom is fueling further kidnappings. They're threatening to prosecute anyone negotiating with kidnappers, including parents. But it's a price some are willing to pay.
My children are in the bush, there with the bandits, pointed to with AK-47. But I'm here in the house. Now, if I'm under the detention of state government, I don't think there will be any policeman or soldier that will point a gun to me.
You would be safer than they are.
I will be
in the
safer
bush.
in the hand of government more than my children in the hand of the bandit. I feel that I should be arrested. It will make me create more history.
Over the past 7 months, a wave of kidnappings targeting schools and universities has swept northern Nigeria. There have been 9 mass abductions of students across 5 states. Many believe the payment of ransom has created an industry. More than 1,000 students and staff have been taken. 9 students have been killed. But Kaduna State's decision to take a stand against the payment of ransoms has had devastating consequences. Gangs have increased attacks in defiance. Dorothy, a politics student, was taken from her university dorm as she slept. A day later, the kidnappers called her mum, demanding a ransom.
He said, they need money, that if we want them to release our children, we must pay 800 million. I shouted, I screamed, I said 800 million.
So they asked for 800 million naira. That's about $2 million. Did you have that kind of money?
No.
And I even told him, how did you expect us to get such money? So that was the last I spoke to her and the man.
You are still asking questions as to how this thing happened. Why our daughter?
Just 2 days later, Mr. Yohana got a call from the university telling him to come to a local hospital.
When I went inside, the first person I saw was my daughter. I screamed, I said, they killed my daughter? I just left. And it is when I came to the home that I broke the news to them that Dorothy is no more.
That was when I started crying. That was when my voice now ceased, since that very day.
You know, the more you speak to parents whose children have been kidnapped, the more overwhelming this problem is. I became a parent myself a year ago, and so of course I understand. If your child's been taken, all you'd want is for them to come back home. But then there's the other side of the argument. If you pay ransoms, kidnapping continues. It's an industry that's growing. And so if you're a parent in Nigeria right now, it's frightening because you want it to stop, but then you want your children to come back, and there are no clear answers. 5 students from the same university were killed altogether. Eventually, the remaining abductees were released after their parents paid the kidnappers the equivalent of $360,000. But Nasir El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, isn't backing down. There will be no negotiation.
The only way to end kidnapping is for society to take a stand that we will not pay. I know the pain of losing children, but I have to subordinate that to the overall interest of the society which elected me to provide leadership. I commiserate with their parents, I sympathize with them, but that will not change our stand.
The Nigerian government has long denied links between criminal groups operating in northwestern Nigeria and the extremist group Boko Haram in the northeast. But in recent months, they've acknowledged that the two security crises may now be connected.
Security has definitely improved. Those that are, I
think many parents
when
would
we came
disagree with
into
you.
office, Boko Haram occupied how many local governments in Borno State? Today they are restricted to one enclave. Should they have been wiped out? Yeah.
While we're filming, there's news of Mr. and Mrs. Sani's daughters, Victory and Rejoice, the missing girls from the forestry school. They finally made it home. There are joyful prayers this time as the girls are reunited with their family. Rejoice and Victory, you're home. Welcome home.
It was hell to be there, very terrible. Sleeping outside, see dangerous insects, scorpions, snakes around.
One of the hardest things being around those people was waking up every day to see gunmen on your head.
Mrs. Sani, what's it like to have your daughters home with you? How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel happiness when I see them.
Do you want to continue with your education?
Yes, definitely we'll continue.
What about you, Rejoice? Are you scared to keep going to school, especially if you have to sleep there?
No, we'll continue the education, but not there.
Like many other kidnapping victims, Victory and Rejoice were released after a ransom was paid by their school. But while most of the children kidnapped this year have eventually gone home, more than 200 students remain in captivity. Some are as young as 3. Even before the kidnappings, only 1 in 2 children in northern Nigeria attended school. Now, schools here are no longer secure. Many have been forced to close, and families continue to live in fear that their child could be the next to be taken.